Yeah, a very big welcome to you, my dear Libra, and of course, a big welcome to all the other zodiac signs that felt like this combination or this constellation is speaking to them directly, because the sun now is in Gemini, and Gemini, the lovers, is highlighting the moon that is waxing, that is in your sign. So here we have mutable, it's adaptable because it's the end of spring. And here we have cardinal, which is beginning the fall. So an energy of the lovers, a self-love, which I always say, for me, this is more a self-love that makes 3 points become strong. That's like a group within myself that I understand. The conscious is looking at the subconscious, and the subconscious is looking up at the higher conscious. And the higher conscious is always looking at both of them. And this triangle is a spiritual message that we know through body, mind, and spirit. And this is highlighting you, which is sitting here between these two pillars, justice, right? And just energy is not easy because everybody thinks different, everybody wants to live different. Nevertheless, we have to find rules that make it possible that we can live together. Now she holds in her left hand the scale, and in her right hand she holds the sword. The logical side of her can say, yes, logically I'm holding this clear thought within me. And emotionally I'm understanding that everything is constantly in a balance. Now the body part here are the arms and the hands, and here the body part are the hips. And the hips, which is very interesting, are here the two hip bones and the spine. And so the way we walk is always to be in our balance. Naturally we put one foot forward, we stand on the other side, and reverse, right? So this is a very interesting way of realizing how important duality is. Duality gives us a choice. Duality gives us that we can actually grow and change and understand things. Now, I'm doing these readings because I'm studying the tarot, because I'm doing my own tarot deck. I'm teaching teacher trainings. And so I want to combine these cards with the yoga positions. And here I have, for the lovers, I have one of the most difficult poses there is, which is King Pigeon. And exactly the arms that reaching back to the feet. Right here is the conscious. The conscious uses the arms, uses the hands into the subconscious, which are the feet. And in that opening, I can see the guardian angel. I can see the sun up there. And this is up in the sky, influencing these two people down here. Each one has respective their own birds on their side, which then creates also a triangle here and a triangle here, which is the female triangle blue and the red triangle red, pointing up. For you, I have created a very simple position. You are standing on your tiptoes, you're finding your balance through your toes, through your hands in front of your heart in Namaste. And the sword that's coming to your third eye. So here this is Venus symbol, and behind already the Wheel of Fortune that came before you, the number 10, is the card number 11. The symbol of Libra. And of course here, not nature and two people, but a city that says, well, when more people come together, we need a law, we need rules, so that we cannot just do whatever to live peacefully together. And so this is, of course, the two pillars for the preciseness of the moon, the waning and the waxing moon, which is highlighting you, which is framing you here. Your court card is the Queen of Swords, which looks like she looks into the future, but she shows us her right side, her logical side, and that's also the side where she holds the sword. With her left side she's pointing forward. And what's really interesting, she's wears a jewelry here on her left side, and it's really interesting. I always wear jewelry on my left side. I only have here on my right one ring. And I just discovered that the other day, and I was like, okay, this is very interesting. Now she has here, of course, the clouds, because she is the water aspect of air. Air can carry water in small, small little droplets and creates the clouds. But she also has the transformation of the crown on her head. She has one bird flying above her. She's fine being alone, and she's showing the way. Now these three cards I didn't pick, right? I just used them as a demonstration for you to know where's the sun, where's the moon, and what is your court card. The dates here are the 12th of September and the 12th of October. If your birthday is there, then this is your court card. If not, please look into the description below. I have listed all the cards down there. I'm using now, I think I have 18 or 19 different tarot cards and oracle cards that are giving me an insight into the ways of how we can create the tarot. That's why I'm using so many from each one, just one. And of course I'm putting them down, the first row, the second and the third, because there's so many, so it looks like past, present, future, but it's kind of like a path. The path from the last reading was here: the Scorpius full moon empowers you to see yourself like a star in the sky. That was your last reading when the sun was in Taurus. So beginning here with one of the oldest intact tarot cards, which is the Visconti Sforza Tarot. A beautiful love story where actually the Visconti family had a daughter and the Sforza family had a son, and they got married like a contract. Back then the rich people or rich families were marrying each other to ensure the richness. And of course they had so much money that they were able to paint these cards, which is quite a big love story. And so the first card that's coming up is the Seven of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands is Mars in Leo. I'm going to give you each time to the number and also the astrological meaning with the planets. Mars in Leo is saying that, yeah, you are, since you are a star in the sky from last reading, right? The Scorpio full moon has empowered you to be a star in the sky. You are defending that position. You are defending that because the Seven of Wands is speaking always about pushing or having the courage to go further, even though you have six that are crossing each other and you have that one wand that is holding you. It's almost like that one tree behind you, that one action that makes you centered. The other one are going in all directions, but in a pattern. It's not like it's all over the place. Now 1450 were these cards created. Now I go into the year of 1887, 88. This is Oswald Wirth. He was part of the Rose Cross Order, which was formed 1888 in France. And this is called Le Pape, the Pope. These are French cards. I have English, French, and German cards because I speak all three languages, so I'm combining that as well. So the Pope is coming and speaking and saying a spiritual message is coming through here by holding your center. No matter how much things attacking you, no matter how much things are pushing you, hold your center. Hold your 3 divinities points. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And also the position of the hand where he speaks about this is 2 fingers pointing up. These are the 2 fingers pointing down, and he is in the center between heaven and earth. The 3 people again creating a triangle the same way the triangle is happening here. And so here we see a spiritual quest for standing strong, holding your position, because to be a star in the sky is not easy. Once you hold the light, people find a flaw, people find something to put you down, because if you are too bright, if you are too powerful, if you really using the light that is behind here through your crown, through understanding that there is a judgment without judging, that there is the justice, that's just to be in the center. That's the only thing that really holds you and brings you forward. So you get a spiritual help through a Taurus, right? Because this is also connected with Taurus. Now comes the Hermetic Tarot, which was used in the Order of the Golden Dawn, which was also formed 1888, but in London. And this order is important because Arthur Waite and Aleister Crowley were both in this order and then left and created their own cards, which then also were very important for the growth cycle of this divination. Yeah, this is helping us to become intuitive, helping us to understand that signs and messages and people and stars and everything has a meaning. And so here you become the Fool. It's very interesting. I become this card a lot lately. The Spirit of Ether, which is here the sign or the symbol for ether, the Sun, and I become this a lot, which is called the Foolish Man. And the Foolish Man is saying, begin new, begin fresh, begin even the difficulties. Here's a crocodile. The crocodile is always connected to our sexual instinct. There is a very strange beast here. In a way, it's the dog, which is usually in the Fool, but here it looks quite intense, right? Usually it's a white, cute dog in the other cards, and we can see the symbolism filled here. And also he's standing here and he's looking into the past. He's kind of looking at the Pope and saying, help me to find a direction, help me to now take this first step. What should I do? Now comes a card that I pulled, which is from Arthur Waite, the Rider-Waite Tarot. And so here you get the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is holding the wand that is right here in the center. All the other 6 wands. And it's very interesting because 6 wands is connected to the 6, which is when we are in a relationship, when we are fighting with other people through a relationship, in a love relationship or even with a business relationship, it's important that we learn to hold our center through that one, the 7th, the crown chakra, right? Through the 7th wand, and understand that even the Pope is holding in his left hand the wand that is saying, this is giving me power, this is is giving me action. And so the page is all 3 fire signs, because it's the young generation, it's Aries, it's Leo, and it's Sagittarius. And so you are turning your way and saying, okay, I'm taking an action out of this new beginning. I'm taking my path forward and dare to explore, dare to go out and explore adventures, new adventures, because that's what I really want. Then comes Aleister Crowley. And Aleister Crowley, like I said, comes out of this order and created his own deck. And here comes the Prince of Swords, which is, of course, the King of Swords, which is an Aquarius. And Aquarius is clear mind, is also sword connected, is the King of Swords, which is then connected with you and is helping you to understand mentally what is going on, because you have then, out of the Golden Dawn Tarot, which is recreated out of the Hermetic Tarot, which is recreated from MacGregor Mahers, who never really published his tarot deck. So I have, of course, inquired to find something that is similar, and this one is the Golden Dawn Tarot with Robert, or by Robert Wang, right? So it's just that you know. I've listed all the tarot cards that I'm using down in the description. So you have an Aquarius helping you to understand this decision of taking only this one wand out of these 7, out of this struggle, out of this courage, the courage to say, I don't want the other 6, I want only the one. And now you get the confirmation that the 7 of Cups is speaking to you. And the same here is, in a way, that the 7 of Cups, of course, here is a courage, but here is an illusion that the courage that you have brought up into your life to step up and to say, well, now I'm going to just take one wand and go forward and do my adventure, that this is an illusion as well. That, of course, we are here in this dimension and learn and grow, and we can only learn and grow by doing, by active doing. And you tend to think a lot. So now you're actively doing, and you start realizing, okay, now you got even a male perspective speaking to you, helping you to understand that there's also an emotional side that is important. So you have a 7-7 portal. A portal for me is always when there's 2 times, or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, whatever, how many times the same number, it's speaking directly to you in that matter where I say the 2 is a creativity, the 2 is a duality, and that duality is speaking to your spirituality. That a duality, the duality here in the Lovers, is challenging you who sits alone here on the throne. Something emotional is challenging you, and you have 2 times the 7, and so the 2, this creative way of challenging you in your spiritual understanding of yourself, is at this reading now to see, yes, you are the star from the last reading, and there's a Scorpio full moon that really empowered you to see yourself like a star in the sky, but that also comes with consequences, comes with challenges. Aleister Crowley, 1969. Hermann Handel comes now, and it's the Son of the Cups in the North, which is then a Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is speaking about you are ready to go and search for the love, the true love, the love that doesn't come and go, the love that is not bound by a dual energy, the love that is by a higher consciousness, that is by a higher love, bringing you out of this illusion, right? The illusion that is speaking here, Venus in Scorpio, an illusion that is pushing your boundaries, and then you can see the illusion is coming out of a cloud, a hand that is holding, again, somehow a wand that you're holding here, and you have 1, 2, 3 cups, and then here you have again 1, 2, 3 cups, but there's these missing in between here. So it's speaking directly to you as that, yeah, the desire to unite with someone is so strong, but you have to realize that sometimes the illusionary success in certain emotions are being through courage sometimes challenged, right? And you think you're courageous, and at the same time you realize, no, I'm just being pushed, I'm just being pushed too much by this energy. And so now you turning around, and of course you had help through an Aquarius that is speaking to you, helping you to see your position from a different perspective, also from a male perspective, because she's the queen and he is the king, right? And so here you are finding even the Knight of Cups, which is Pisces, which is the subconscious, which is her perspective. Now she is looking up and she's saying, okay, I want love, true love, a love that doesn't come and go, a love that doesn't push, a love that is just sweet and conscious. Because then the last card, 1985, 1988, which is then exactly 100 years in between this one and this one, right? So you can see that the first row is filled with symbolic. And so here you get the Four of Wands, which is Venus in Aries. And Aries is a fire sign. Aries is an energy that is speaking to you through the Page of Wands. And the search for this love, like Parsifal, right? This is like poetry and in the myth that is bringing this love story, or bringing this story of searching for love forward. But now there's also an action, and you're coming from the Seven of Wands down to the Four of Wands, Mars in Leo, right? Mars in Leo. And here we had Venus in Scorpio. And now we have here Venus in Aries. And Venus in Aries wants to build a home, wants to build something. And we have the discipline and to build something. And that's what you're searching for. You're searching for a partner that has the discipline to hold himself accountable for his center, for his personal love. Now comes you in the second row, which could be the present, but for me this is now just the story goes further. And here behind you comes out of Palm Growth the Oracle, the E squares 2 deck, the GPS, the number 15, which is then becoming a 6. The 15 is also a 1, the Magician, and the 5, the Pope, right? Here the Pope, the number 5, and the 15 in the Tarot is also the Devil or Capricorn. Now the GPS is speaking about that you should, just gonna give you some pointers here. It's saying very clearly, oh my God, your intuition is showing you again what she can do. She wants to help you so much, but you, to navigate you through your life, but truly, she is becoming slowly a little impatient. She doesn't understand why you are wanting to do everything alone, why you're not able to connect with someone that maybe wants to help you on your path and bring you a lot of joy. And that you can never get lost thanks through the intuition that you have, and that you are now just right before to find a gold mine. And then comes the Under My Umbrella card. So you have the GPS, and here that is leading you to a friendship, is leading you to something that is actually quite sweet, because the 2 is the High Priestess and the 0 is again the Fool. A new beginning that says, well, even though there is a lot of rain, I will protect you, I will be there for you. And he says, okay, well, I cannot hold an umbrella, but I can fly with you wherever you want to fly. And so this conversation is quite clear. It's almost out of the future comes a help, comes someone that's saying, I'm here, I'm protecting you, I am letting you know that your GPS is right, you going forward, you going into the future. And then Fortune's wheel comes, the Wheel of Fortune, the number 10. So it's a 20 and a 10, and things will turn and twist again. And the karmic energy is bringing you to the Coyote. The karmic energy is, the wheel is spinning, everything is coming and going, everything is inhale and exhale. And so you are seeing that the Coyote is the trickster of spirituality, is saying, well, have a look, there are difficulties, and yes, the GPS is sending you to the right direction, but I am here to fool you, I am here to challenge you, I am here to make sure that you really want what you want. And the number 12 is then a 3, which is an Empress, which is someone that knows how to hold him or herself like her. She is clear, she is strong, she's connected with the 11, and so there is already a very clear 1-1 portal through this card itself. So you are a portal, you are a born portal of a 1-1, 2 times the 1, 2 times a higher consciousness, or also a consciousness that is being able to be lived down here on earth. And the Coyote is coming and pushing you and challenging you and tricking you and making you realize, well, this is a game, this is truly a game. Because the Scorpio is coming here, and the Scorpio is that kind of animal that is actually quite intense. It's a fire animal, and I'm gonna read you out of the Scorpio. It's words, it's saying passionate, it's saying competitive, it's saying tense towards isolation. When in balance, then it's wild and free and fierce. The Scorpio is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpio's heat festers, and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual fiery but fun self, right? And so, interesting enough, you had Scorpio's full moon that empowers or empowered you to see yourself like a star in the sky. And there is this light in the Scorpio's sting, this challenge is coming and pushing you. This is also here in Venus in Scorpio, this illusion that something is illusionary, challenging you and stinging you. It doesn't exist. If you let it happen, then you fall prey to the ego, to all those games, and also here to this challenge, right? And you don't want to fall prey to that because it doesn't bring you forward. Now, interesting enough, you got Venus in Cancer and Saturn in Leo through this deck, and this is the love, a love relationship that's sharing, that's being there for each other. But the challenges are here through realizing that now you're going down from 7 to 5, and 5 is a competition. 5 is like a testing, a game. Again, this game that we get through the coyote. Again, a game that also sometimes gets stung by someone that's pushing things. And holding this, it's almost like holding your self-love within yourself, but also, of course, within this relationship is not easy. And so the competition is here. You can see the fire up here is here. There is something being pushed, being challenged. This relationship, or this soulmate relationship, is being pushed and is being challenged tremendously. And of course, then the last row comes the card here. Beautiful card. You have Saturn, and you just had Saturn here in Leo, right? And Saturn in Leo is saying, okay, realize how intense sometimes also the Mars in Leo, how intense fire can be, but you are challenged to now take on this wand and move forward. You're challenged also to build something, and you're challenged to not sit and think anymore, but also to act. And so you have the moon, and you have this little face up here, and you have like the night, and in the night, in the dark, in the female, in the womb, we evolve, and that's the name of this card. Evolve. Creative ideas evolve out of the invisible and profound nothingness of pre-verbal consciousness. Number 28, the number 10, which is then connected to the 1010 portal here. The wheel of fortune is spinning, is turning, and is saying, okay, get out of that challenge, get out of this, get out of the coyote, get out of always being challenged, but get out and evolve further, because now, which becomes really interesting, comes the King of Cups, a Scorpio, right? So the Scorpio energy is very strong here. Get out and evolve through this challenge, evolve through the coyote that is challenging you, evolve through the 5, this pushing, evolve through the 7 of Cups, the Venus in Scorpio. Evolve out of all of that challenge that is coming to you, because you don't like to be challenged, but you're challenged to open yourself. You're challenged to stand here and look down to this little ship and see this child sitting here. It's almost like you're holding this little ship. The big ship is passing through, and you are seeing how this little child is sitting here and is wondering, with the 37, another 10. So you have 3 times 10, 10 portal. Sorry, this way. 10, 10, 10 portal. 1, the magician. 0, the fool. The fool that's saying, yes, I am beginning to wonder again. I'm beginning to see the world again. I'm beginning to understand that everything is a challenge. Everything is wanting to come to me. And now comes the Sagittarius, the night of inspiration, which is the full moon in Sagittarius that is coming soon. And the full moon in Sagittarius is again the fire, again the explosion, again the 7 of Wands. Then you have the Page of Wands, which is 8. Then you have the 4 of Wands, which is 12. Then you have the 5 of Wands, which is 17. And of course, he has a wand, it's 18, that's the number 9, a completion, I guess, in this full moon that is coming through Sagittarius. Soon is coming, I don't know the exact date, but this full moon is coming, and this full moon is then bringing 9-9 portal because of the 9 in the wands when I count the 18 together. And 18 is a full moon card. 18 is always the full moon, right, in the major arcana. So now you're getting the number 27, the heart's home, the compassion, the fire that is here again, pushing you to the edge, a fire that you are also sitting on, but you're also holding here the rain that could cool off this red, cool off, because red is the masculine and blue is the feminine, so it's always cool, it's always more emotional. And so on this new full moon in Sagittarius, you're gonna find your heart's home, your moment where you start realizing that you don't need anything. You have everything that you need here and now. And you can, through the heart's home, you can see that love in its truest form and compassion is speaking to you through Parzival, to a higher consciousness, through a Pisces that is saying, yes, go on the search for that true love, that childlike love that you are holding in your heart, and go forward and understand this challenge that is coming to you through maybe a Scorpio, through maybe a Taurus, but I feel like it's a Scorpio because the Scorpio is here twice. Look at this, right? I mean, there is a Scorpio as an animal, and there's this, the king of cups. And so here it says, when you begin to feel like you do not belong anywhere, it's time to make your way back to your heart home. This is your true home. You are being called back to the quiet place where your soul resides. Put everything on hold for a short while. You are being offered the experience of love in its purest form, unconditional and unbounded. This is not the love you must work hard to earn or barter for. Drop into your heart space and rest there for a breath or two. Replace the judgment of yourself and others with compassion. Really, it is that easy when heart's home shows up. That's it. Heart's home. Start seeing that the lovers is highlighting you and is actually pushing you to become connected to your inner evolving spirit, right? To a spirit that wants to create, that wants to come out of that pure love. And the pure love is speaking here to you through Parsifal, through the path that you're taking, and saying, I want to be connected to a higher consciousness. A love that can also be here, but doesn't have to fight, or doesn't have to push, or doesn't have to trick in any way or in any sort. So see and look out for this full moon. It will help you to find your heart's home, your fire, your desire, your path that you need to take now to arrive here in this place. Wow, what a beautiful reading. And I hope I see you in the next reading, because then the earth is turning in such a way that we see behind the sun the constellation Cancer, and Venus in Cancer is here, and no other Cancer energy is here. But I hope that the story of self-love, and of course maybe a love with someone else, is getting highlighted, is getting healed, because Cancer is the healer. She's the Queen of Cups, and helping you maybe to put this into perspective. Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.